Yo guys, what's going on? Robert Warshack here, and we have some exciting news. If you are hoping for a shakeup in the meta, we actually have some big balance changes here. Actually big balance changes, not little balance. If you've been playing Standard at all, you know there's quite a few decks that are currently absolutely running the meta. Token Aggro Druid, Quest Mage, Garrote Rogue, and in my opinion, Quest Warrior is getting pretty high up there, but we won't see it touched this time around. What we will see being touched is the Razerfen Battleguard, which is one of the cards. Currently, it is a 2 mana, 2 attack, 3 health minion, and then it's going to be a 2/2 instead. So while its ability is not changing, its stat line is, which helps those decks that may not have that great early game removal be able to deal with this card a little bit more effectively. The difference between 2 and 3 health is quite big when you look at stuff like School of Spirits being able to clean it, the First Flame for mages being able to clean it up, the Sword and Board for warrior to be able to clean it up. Just the difference in health definitely makes that early game board a little bit less. The problem, however, is they always seem to have this card in the opening hand. They follow it up with another minion, and especially if they do this on turn 1, they coin it out and then play it. It's really hard to deal with. So I'm assuming this is to combat that early game coin Razorman into taunt minion into just spiral out of control, right? A little bit easier to deal with there. Looking at the Quest Mage, this is actually quite huge. The Quest Mage players aren't gonna like this, but I love it because I don't like the Quest Mage players. I'm just kidding, you guys are fine. The old battle cry for the rest of the game, you guys got the +3 spell damage. Now for the rest of the game, you only have 2. And the question is this 3/2 big enough, and is it a big deal to make the deck power level go down? And I think it is. We'll look at just the power level of the deck right now. Let's say they burn your face with 6 spells over the course of when they complete their quest. They go like Ignite, Ignite, Fireball, Fireball, Runic Orb, right? If we take all of the spell damage that was missed on that, it's 6 damage, which is basically just a single Fireball. But if we think about stuff like Cram Session now, right, you draw 1 less card. So it's not just going to be the damage that's affected here. It's going to affect the amount of cards they draw and the damage output in itself. And so, for example, the first Ignite, instead of doing 6, it only does 4 or 5. So it could end up being a big deal. It's hard to make a tweak like this and know exactly the impact of what it'll be on this current meta, but I think it will slow it down maybe at least a turn, I hope, or 2. If it slows it down 2 turns, that's pretty ideal, to be honest. Also, you know, you look at stuff like Fire Sale, it no longer clears 6 HP minions, it only clears 5, which is still a hell of a ton. That's a lot, but again, it just takes everything down just a little bit more, and those 1 HP cutoffs can really make a difference. I'm hoping this does make Quest Mage a little less annoying to play, but right now, honestly, I am facing so many Quest Warriors. The fact that Quest Warrior didn't get touched at all of the people who played Garrote Rogue, which we haven't covered yet, and this Quest Mage, they're just gonna switch over to the next best deck, and then everybody's gonna complain about that, and that's Quest Pirate Warrior. Taking a look at Garrote from, it does 2 damage to the enemy hero, shuffle 3 blades into your deck, and then deal 2 more when drawn. Now it's going to do 2 damage to the enemy hero, and it's going to shuffle 2 bleeds. So it's a whole bleed that's going to be taken away. So 2 bleeds in total, and that's going to be that little extra damage that they can do. So now if you're going to run the Garrote Rogue, you're not going to be able to get the combo off as early as turn 7, because now because you're missing out on the 2 bleeds, you're going to have to wait probably till turn 8 or 9 and get the Guild Traders down. 1 Guild Trader's 4 damage, 2 Guild Traders 6, and then 6 on top of the 12 and 18 is still 32 damage if you have 2 Guild Traders out and you do double Garrote. So I don't think we're going to be getting those turn 7 Garrote wins anymore. It's kind of been pushed back to turn 8 or 9. Best case for them now. Will people still play Garrote? I'm sure the people who are good at Garrote will continue to do good with Garrote even after this change. But normally when something gets nerfed, everybody stops playing the deck and they flock to whatever the best deck is and the other best deck is. And then once the people who are actually good with the deck start playing it, like for example, if Jay Alexander starts doing really well with Garrote Rogue again, people will hop back on the Garrote Rogue bandwagon, and we'll see more Garrote Rogue players. The good news is Garrote Rogues are really, really hard to play deck like 100% correctly. So it's just not one of those decks that I really, it's that this change is more of like a high level, you know, top 500 change than it is really, you know, your Diamond 5 through 2K Legend change. But the Quest Mage is actually a really big deal. And then a change I do not like at all. I do not like this change. Renew. Priest is the absolute lowest win rate class in the game right now, and it's been for quite a few weeks. and they're changing Renew from 2, which it's currently at, back to 1. And Renew used to cost 1, and it got changed to 2 because it was too good. So now they reverted something that didn't work before to something that works, now back to something that doesn't work. So like, while it may increase the priest win rate, it's not a healthy thing, because now Wand Maker is going to make Renews again. And then you can make more Wand Makers with Raise Dead, and Raise Dead brings back Wand Makers. It was this whole cycle that it was just discover and discover and discover, which was the annoying part of the deck, is it's just infinite discoverability and you couldn't play around anything. And that's because you could get the Wand Maker, you could get Renew from Wand Maker, and then just keep making Wand Makers, or, you know, just discovering. So I do not like this. Like, while I agree Priest probably shouldn't be as low as it is on the totem pole in regards to deck's power level, Priest had its time at the top. Being at the bottom, really, it still feels okay. But the problem is this right here. We can't go back from, we already know this is bad. We've been there. We know it's bad. So instead of thinking about how do we increase its power level by unnerfing stuff we did, how about we buff things that currently aren't good enough to see play, but could see play with some more buffs to them. We've got some big changes here. I think this will shake up the meta at least quite a bit until the new expansion comes out, which the new expansion should be coming out in the first week-ish of December, and I might make a video on that. There was some leaks on what it could be, and it hopefully should be pretty interesting. So with that, thanks again for watching, guys. What do you think of these changes? Will this mage change actually do anything? As always, I'm Robert Warshack. Happy wherever the hell day it is.